Is it raining at your house like it is over here? If it is, then sweetheart, like me, I know you're scared. I just called you to console you like any friend would do. Is it raining at your house? And by the way, I still love you. Ooh. Ooh. Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kids TV in the house like kitchen sinks. Before I get into this afternoon story, if you will, understand that I'm the self-proclaimed Mr. 30 Minutes or Better, meaning that anytime I drop you a story, it's guaranteed to be 30 minutes or better. So if you're on your way to work, you're at work, you don't feel like being there, co-workers are talking your head off, you're on your way home from work, you need to laugh, you need to cry. Perhaps you're trying to lay down and take a nap, or you're trying to go to sleep at night, depending on whatever time you're listening to or viewing this video. Or you're just in the mood for a good old-fashioned true, keyword being true, penitentiary / life story / life experience. This is the channel for you. If you prefer your 8 to 12 to 15-minute videos, absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But at Real Kids TV, it's 30 minutes or better. So with all that being said, with all that being wrapped up into one big old nutshell that is, pause, double pause, triple pause, there is a message. Before I get into the actual story, y'all jump in the comment section and let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever it may be that you're representing. That's how Flair used to talk to Tony Schiavone. Whatever it is, Tony Schiavone. That's why I got on this $2,500 sports coat. And you got on a $150 sports coat off the rack. Whatever the case, Schiavone. Man, I'm feeling great today, as I typically do. Sometimes, man, I take a little flack. People say, hey, Kens, man, why you be singing this country shit? Man, I like music, man. You know, I like rap, R&B, I like country. But I've served so much time in these Eastern Kentucky jails in Kentucky that you have no choice but to learn country. Even when you're not trying to learn it, you just find yourself just, you know, how a song plays so much and it's like programmed into your head. It's kind of how these country songs work. And, you know, at this point, I like country music. So sometimes, you know, from time to time or what have you, I will lead off the story with a country song. Is it raining at your house? And you make a song about anything. But nevertheless, I had people hit me up at Real Kids TV, you know, at Yahoo, Real Kids TV at Yahoo, and they ask me questions. So from time to time, well, actually quite regularly, what I'll do is I'll take that question and I'll formulate it into an actual story. Real Kids, coming up, did you have how was your childhood? Did you have a criminal history? Were you in and out of the criminal system, you know, as a youth, as an adolescent? That's a very, very good question, man. Because oftentimes you see individuals that are in the penitentiary and they pretty much came, not every single person, but a lot of people came up through the, you know, the juvenile system. Me in particular, I'm no better than anyone else, but I never had a criminal record as a child. I never started catching cases until, I don't know, maybe 23, 24 years old. For y'all that are not familiar with my story, my history, I ran across a lot of money. Actually, I won a lot of money at the casino. Nearly $80,000. Now, you put $80,000 in the hands of a 22-year-old, 23-year-old, way, way, way back when, the early 2000s, guess what? You know? You know, like, it's just going to be one of those things to where you get used to having that type of money. And when that money no longer existed, guess what? Me going to work for $12, $13, $14 an hour just wasn't really my thing then. Not to say that you shouldn't do that, because you should. Hell, everybody sees I wear my work. Oftentimes I'm at work. So it's like, well, Kens, why you always got on your work clothes? Because I'm always at work. And I also want to show young people and show people just in general that it's okay to have a job. It's okay to work. You're going to work in prison. So why not work out here for $16, $17 an hour? Because in prison, they're going to pay you in Kentucky anyway. You're going to make $27, $28 an hour. Or if you call yourself trying to get on at the, the jobs the top of the line jobs in prison, you might make $130, $140 a month. Think about that, $130 or $140 a month when you can make $130 or $140 a day. Y'all rock with me, man. Rock with me. And not only can you make $130, $140 a day, it's a low end. It's not a lot of money, but it's a stepping stone. You got your freedom. You go in your refrigerator when you want to. You can hug your girl, sleep with your girl, your kids. As far as, hugging your kids, holding your kids, going to do things with your kids, participating, going to the park, go work out, all of these things. Freedom. But yet you don't want to do it out here, but then you go in prison, they're going to make you do it. You're going to clean toilets. You're going to mop floors. You're going to scrub walls. You're going to push somebody in a wheelchair if that just happens to be your job. You're going to work in the gym, cleaning the weight equipment. You're going to work in that kitchen. You're going to do something. You're going to paint. You're going to do something, but you're not going to just sit around. Kentucky prisons anyway. Was one particular situation, if you will, when I was a child, man. I want to say at the time, I don't remember exactly, but I want to say it was, I don't know, it was definitely in the 80s, and I was young, man. That's back when the We Are the World, y'all remember the song, We Are the World, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. When all the stars, celebrities got together. And like they sent a bunch of money over to Africa, what have you. Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Bruce Springsteen. Every star, the biggest stars in the world in one room. They did that We Are the World. For y'all that are not familiar with that may not be old enough to remember, just simply Google it. And I remember specifically because, well, let's not put the horse before the carriage. Actually, the carriage before the horse. Respectfully. I came up, I didn't have no father coming up. I'm not going to necessarily say I didn't have a father. I knew who he was. But he didn't live in my household. He didn't really bother much. And I'm not speaking bad upon him. Rest in peace to my pops. But I got to call a spade a spade. He didn't really bother with me too much, when I was a child. Raised by my mom. They got divorced when I was 3 years old, I believe. They got divorced. They were married for 8 years right out of high school. Back then, that's what you did. Got your job, got married right out of high school. Not everybody, but, that was pretty typical. And, once they got divorced, my mom was out on her own. But we got sent to subsidized housing. But she didn't just settle for that. No. She got herself into school. She had a job working third shift. Like I said, going to school during the daytime. And I often found myself home alone. Back in the day, it was, I had babysitters from time to time, but don't you open this door for nobody. You got your key when you come in from school. Food's over here or whatever. This is what you eat. And, you pretty much kind of took care of yourself to a certain extent. Luckily for me, I had an aunt that lived in the same exact building. We lived on the top floor, and my aunt lived on the bottom floor. So she would check on me. She had a son. We like 2 years apart or whatever. So we was more so like brothers or what have you. Housing projects or whatever you want to call it, the subsidized housing, there was a lot of kids in that area. And one day, a dude, he was like the neighborhood bully, D. Everybody was afraid of D, man. He chased you around around the playground or whatever. D didn't play no games, man. I was one of those type of individuals, and not to toot my own horn, but it's just the way that I've always been. D wasn't gonna chase me around. Although he did chase me, but I had a plan. I said something to D one day, and I guess it rubbed D the wrong way. Pause, double pause. And he got to chasing me. I'm flying. He can't catch me. I'm fast, but he's fast too. I run into my apartment building. running into the apartment building. I'm running up the stairs. As I mentioned, I live on the 3rd floor. He's chasing me all the way up the stairs. I'm praying that this door is unlocked, because if it's not, that's my ass. Like he's really gonna beat me up. He gonna take a look at me. The door was unlocked, so I run inside the door, slam the door. You can't really bang on the door because, you know, your mom's in the house or whatever. So I said, nah, I ain't taking this. My mom was in the house and her boyfriend was in the house. It's like my stepdad. They had been together for a lot of years. I had a pool table in my room. It was like one of the miniature pool tables. It wasn't like a full-size pool table that you see at the pool hall. It was like the miniature pool table for kids. I was probably at this point, we moved when I was 10, so I was probably 8, maybe 8 years old, just roughly. I grab a pool stick. When I grab that pool stick, and again, it's a miniature, so it's not like a regular size pool stick, but I grab that pool stick and I come out of the door, and something just tells me to the left. Because like when you walk out of the door, it's like it's hard to explain, but it's like a section in which is blocked by the brick, because it's actually brick, or block rather. And you can kind of, if you stand like this, you can kind of hide yourself. So when I come out that door, something in my mind tells me that D is just hiding behind the door just like this. So I take that pool stick, and I'm like, boom. But I don't swing it. I like it as though I was trying to stab somebody with it instead of swinging it. D was quick on his toes. He seen me trying to hit him with this pool stick, and I never will forget. He slides out of the way, and I hit the pool stick, hits the wall, boom. My stepdad at that particular time, or my mom's boyfriend or what have you, always treated me well. I guess he sensed something. He seen me grab that pool stick, so he came outside. Kids, what you doing? Stop. Now the rabbit got the gun. D's running down the stairs, and I'm chasing him with the pool stick. We kids, we 8, 9 years old. I'm chasing him with the pool stick. He runs outside. So the same way he chased me through the playground, I'm chasing him with that pool stick. He ends up falling down. Once he falls down, I hit him a couple times. Boom, and I'm talking to him. Did you ever chase me? Boom, I hit him, but I'm really only catching him in his legs, because it's like, you know how when you fall, like on a scary movie, they're running through the field and they're always gonna stop and fall. Oh, my ankle, I can't go anymore. Just leave me. Just leave me. I'm not leaving you. I'm not leaving you. And the guy or whatever, he'll grab the girl, or the girl will grab the guy or whatever, and you put your arm around their shoulder, and they running from Jason or Michael Myers or Tommy from what's that movie? Texas Chainsaw, Junior running from Junior from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and somehow they able to get away or get so far, and that person only has one ankle, but nevertheless, they sliding on the ground or whatever, and that's how D was doing. He ends up getting up, so I only got to get a couple licks. But a whole talk around the neighborhood. Kids beat up D. Again, this is kids, so when you beat the bully up, now I'm the big bad wolf. I'm probably one of the smallest kids in the whole, area, the neighborhood. But I had heart. Kids whoop D. You got the juice now. So now I got the juice. But I'm not really, I'm not one of those kids that's flamboyant with it. I was no bully. I would always want to fight the bully. I would take up for kids that I would see getting bullied or whatever. Wasn't the toughest kid. Like I said, I just always had heart. From that point on, D never tried me again. I think he tried me one more time at a basketball game. And he was like, man, I'll throw you in that garbage can and won't think nothing of it. Now, this was some years later, though. He said, I'll toss you in that garbage can and won't think nothing of it. I was probably about 13 at the time. I said, well, shoot, big boy, I mean, what you waiting on? What you, so people's look, ooh, he said that to D, because D's still a bully or whatever. Nothing ended up happening. But getting back to the original, when we was 8 or 9 years old. We squashed it. We became cool, whatever. So one day, D was like, I used to knock on people's door. Can I take out your trash? You need some trash taken out or whatever? People pay me like $1, $2. Take their garbage out, man. That was my hustle, man. I would make nice money from that every single day. 8, 9-year-old. Now, my mom didn't like me doing it because she felt as though it was unsafe. Anybody can, swoop you up or grab you, take you in the house or whatever, but I would sneak and do it anyway. He used to have his pizza joint right across the street from where we lived at. It was called, what was it called? Mr. Getty's. Not sure if any of you are familiar, but because I don't even think it exists anywhere anymore, but it's called Mr. Getty's. You go in there, they had like the video games, the arcade games. You could go in there and get they got like the pizza bar, the salad bar. You could do the buffet. Back then, it's like I said, it's the 80s. You pay like $3, $4, and you get the buffet. I would always want to go and get the buffet, so I'm out, making money or whatever. So I can go to this buffet and play me some video games. That's all I wanted to do as a kid, man. Other people was getting in trouble and doing things they weren't supposed to do. I'm out hustling, man. Can I take your trash out? 50 cent, $1, whatever. I'm taking that trash out. I'm getting that money. Going to that buffet, as I've already mentioned, man. Y'all continue to rock with me, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the truck drivers, man, dropping them loads. Pause. Shout out to the healthcare workers. Shout out to the cooks, the people doing the floors, sweeping the floors, mopping the floors, taking out the trash. Shout out to everybody. If you working, if you hustling, DoorDash, Uber, if you're doing hair, if you're cutting hair, if you're doing nails, you're doing toes, the surgeons, the doctors, everybody, shout out. Now, I went a little extensive because people, come on, Kians, man, you didn't even, shout out to the excavators, man. Shout out to the backhoe drivers. Shout out to the dudes that changed the tires I can't shout out every single job. But just shout out everybody and just know that you well respected. And get that money. As I mentioned, D and I, we didn't, we cool now or whatever. Although I'm already making money, he said, hey, man, let's go get something. I'm like, what you talking about? Let's go get something. Let's go to Gold Circles. Gold Circle was Gold Circle before Target. It was called Gold Circle. In Kentucky, anyway. I'm imagining everywhere. But in Kentucky, it used to be called Gold Circle. Bro, we ain't got no money. Them and boys in the hood. Let's go to the store. For what? You ain't got no money? I don't care. I'm going anyway. It's kind of how it was that day, bro. We ain't really got no money. Now, Gold Circle was kind of like a distance. We had to walk like out of the little hood that we was in onto like a main highway. It was somewhat of a main highway. It probably took us about 30 minutes to get there. We way out of bounds. The road is called Nicholasville Road. And it's so much traffic. Like, people have been hit on that. And that's like where the malls at, where the big stores, the expensive stores are. Suburb area. We go. He talks me into it. We go. We stealing everything. Anything we can put in our pockets. Now, it's the summertime. That's why that We Are the World tape kind of song rather came into my mind, because I stole the We Are the World tape. Back then, when you wore the Adidas, you wore like the fat shoelaces, but you like the bright colors. Rather it was purple, orange, red, green, the real bright shoelaces, and you put them in your Adidas or whatever. And you don't lace them traditionally. You lace them the way you line them up. It's lines on each. You know what I'm saying? It's a line here, a line here, a line here, a line here. It's lines. Took a whole bunch of those. Just silly stuff. I don't even remember what all we took. But we was loaded. We got out of there, no problem. The problem is, at that particular time, we didn't realize how long we had been in there, so now it's starting to get dark. I'm supposed to have been in the house. Then we still got this long hike to get back home. We running, jogging, or what have you to get back home. We know that our parents are calling us. Finally get back in the neighborhood. I hear my mom's voice I hear her voice still calling me. I had been nowhere to be, found. Yes, ma'am? Get your ass in this house. Where you been at? You know you supposed to been in this house. Street lights been and went off. Or came on, rather. His mom was calling him, but his mom was a lot more lenient. She didn't really, where you been at, D? Get on in this house, boy. Me, my mom, I know I'm about to get beat when I go in the house. I go in the house. I don't remember. I probably got a whooping or something like that. I don't remember. Probably. But the thing is, I can't take the items. I'm loaded. I got all this stuff on me. I can't take it in the house. So what I do is I find me like a little stash spot. Okay, tomorrow my mama go to work, or when I get out of school, whatever. I don't think I was in school. My mama go to work. I'm gonna come out and grab my stuff. Like I said, I just can't remember what all it was, but it was some nice shit. You know, you're 8 or 9 years old, so a lot of things that are small to you, to the average individual, is big to an 8 or 9 year old. Sure indeed, my mom goes to work. I get up, I go grab my stuff. But as I'm walking outside, I said, man, I don't want my auntie to see. Remember I said my auntie lived in the same building. Not as though she was always outside, but I called myself being slick. I grabbed a jacket. I grabbed the Michael Jackson jacket. I was a big Michael Jackson fan. You know, the leather jacket with the zippers on the sleeves and the zippers everywhere. I had a red one and I had a black one, man. I put on a black Michael Jackson jacket. I go outside. That way I could tuck all my stuff that I got in my jacket. Nobody would just see me carrying all these things. Now, my mom didn't know that we had been to Gold Circle. I never told her. I just lost track of the time. I didn't know we was playing or whatever. Nobody knew where we had been. I go, my stuff, the stash is still there. So I'm walking back to the apartments. And I'm thinking I done got away. The problem is it's like 85 degrees outside. 80, yeah, summertime. 80, 85 degrees outside. I'm walking in the door. My aunt's walking out of the door. Oh, shit. What you doing with this jacket on, boy? It's 85 degrees outside. So I don't know. I just feel like wearing my jacket. Man, I love this jacket. Ain't no way you gonna have this jacket on and it's 85 degrees. What you got in this jacket? Nothing, auntie. What you got in this jacket? She gets to looking in my jacket. She pulling out all the items that I had. All the shoestrings, all the tapes, had 3 or 4 tapes. The rap was big back then. I mean, it's still big now, but I loved rap music back then because it was breakdancing music. Electric Kingdom, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how the rap now is totally different. But I loved rap music back then. Oh, where'd you get all this stuff at? I found it. Ain't no way you found all this stuff. Where you get all this stuff at? So I'm telling my aunt that I found it. She can't wait for my mom to get home. My mom comes home. She shows my mom or whatever. My mom sees, I guess it has the tags and stickers on some of the stuff. Oh, you got this stuff at Gold Circles. What you been up there stealing? Now, mind you, I'd never been in trouble a day in my life. 8 years old, 9 years old. My mom called up there and spoke with the manager. The manager said, I appreciate you calling. My mom wanted me to return. She was making me return all of those items that I stole. Did D steal anything? I didn't see him steal nothing, mama. Even back then, I knew not to snitch. I didn't see him steal nothing. She knew that we had been together. Now, my mom told D's mom what she was going to do as far as, making me go talk to the manager, return all those items. D's mom didn't make him do that. She took me up there. I never will forget. I was in the office. I had a security guard, it was police or whatever. He's standing in the office. The manager, he's sitting in his chair. My mom's sitting in there. Young man, give me one good reason why I shouldn't take you to jail. Why I shouldn't have you arrested. You see this man right here? You run afoul of Bob. You run afoul of me. Ain't no fences here at Camp 8. We don't need no fence. We got ourselves a gun line. Tell them about the gun line, boss. The gun line. He gave me one of those type speeches. Real stories. Young man, stealing is not the way to go. You have a very precious mother that you have that thought enough of you to make you return these items, and hopefully you're able to utilize this as a lesson to never do these things ever again in life. He's giving me the speech or whatever. I ain't crying or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sitting there hard or nothing, you know what I'm saying? But I'm listening. Because this wasn't what I typically did. This was like very much out of character for me. Most of the time I was at soccer practice or soccer games. I was playing soccer at the age of 5. So that predominantly kept me busy. But this particular instance, I just did something. I don't know. I was out of character. No one made me do it. No one, I did it on my own. I was thinking I was going to go to jail. They had me really thinking I'm about to go to jail. I ended up walking out of there. And that was one thing that really taught me as a child. Stay out of this system, man. Stay out of this system, because I didn't want to. I didn't want to go to jail. You want to go to jail? You want to go home? I want to go home, man. Now, throughout the years, D would find itself in and out of the system, juvenile jails, penitentiary. And at that point, I hadn't been in any trouble whatsoever. Now we're going to fast forward. I'm 22, 23 years old. No longer in college. I went to college for 2 years and I stopped going. Long story, I ended up getting sick or whatever. Got all that money, babe. Kids started to come into the world. And that's when I began to do things that I wasn't supposed to do, as far as breaking the law, dealing with the things, that I was dealing with. Wasn't going to court. Like, I would catch like traffic tickets, wouldn't go to court, wouldn't pay the ticket. So what happens, and once you do those things, your license gets suspended. So now I'm driving with no license because I haven't paid this ticket. Get caught up again. Now I'm driving on suspended license. Go to jail. But it wasn't one of those things to where I had to stay. I would just go to jail. They let you bond yourself out, sign yourself out, $4. It was nothing major. It was major, but when I say nothing major, meaning that you wasn't going to have a significant bond once you went to jail. Pattern continued. Now I don't have insurance. Getting caught driving without insurance. But I'm still not having to stay in jail. I never will forget. I kept getting caught up so much, and I had like a significant fine, and I hadn't paid anything on the fine. I had a job and everything, and I just wasn't paying anything on the fine. So I'm in court that day, and Miss Thornton, Judge Thornton, was like, she was a new judge on the bench. Very, very strict. She said, Mr. Kins, I'm looking here, and I see that you've had 3 or 4 different opportunities to pay on this fine that the court has imposed on you. And you haven't paid anything, not $1, not $5, $10, not a dime, nothing. You haven't paid anything. So, well, Yana, I've been having a tough time. My car had been broke down or what have you. And she was like, well, I see you got a suit on. But do you work? I said, yes, ma'am, I work. Where do you work at? It was a company called Steinberg's back in the day. They sold electronics and any sort of electronics. And they also sold, refrigerators and, appliances. I was working at Steinberg's. They was like real big up north, Cincinnati, and places of that, stature, if you will. So you mean to tell me, Mr. Kins, that you're going to come in my courtroom today looking as spiffy as you look, and you don't have anything to pay on this fine? $10, anything? No, Your Honor, but if you give me another chance, I get paid this week. And nah, I've given you plenty of chances. And it's just obvious that you just think that you don't have to abide by the court's, the rules of the court, the guidelines of the court. So this is what we're going to do. I hope you brought your toothbrush with you. I'm kind of baffled. My toothbrush, what do I need my toothbrush for, Your Honor? Because for the next 90 days, you're going to be with us. Get him out of here. Get him out of my courtroom. Just like on TV, and the bailiff comes, grabs me real firm by my, by my arm. Takes me in the back. In the back is like, there's a room. There's always a room. It's like a holdover. So it's like a door that's right there in the courtroom. Take me back there. I got my suit on or whatever. See a whole bunch of inmates in there. They mug and they, they got they jail uniforms on or whatever. And I'm sitting in there, man, and I'm like, I'm just thinking that it's the end of the world, man. 90 days? Like, I'm really thinking like I am in deep trouble, man. My fine wasn't nothing but like $300 something. But at the time, it was, it was a lot of money, $300 something. Judge does give me work, or she does agree to give me work release, which basically I had to get an attorney, and the attorney went back and put me on the docket asking the judge could I get work release. But until then, I had to sit in GP, general population, for about 2 weeks. They got me in there with the gorillas, the goons, the killers. Here I am just doing 90 days, man. And these dudes is fighting hellified time, going to, potentially going to prison. Most likely going to prison. As I mentioned, I sit in there 2-3 weeks. And I ended up getting my work release. Got me a little job at a restaurant. Used to be called Perkins. I was a waiter, server. I make about $40, $50 a day. And I was paying on my fine. I think it was more than $300 now that I think about it. Maybe about $600. I'm paying on my fine. So finally I get all the fine paid off. The same attorney that my family had hired for me takes me back before the judge, asking the judge would she release me, based upon the fact that it's my first time. I had done like 47 days total, 47 days total. Nevertheless, the judge released me. And that was my first experience as far as dealing with the law, as far as dealing with the criminal system. Unfortunately for me, I didn't learn from that, obviously, because I've done over 11 years in the Kentucky, or 10 years in the Kentucky Department of Corrections. Not bragging about it, because there's nothing to brag about whatsoever. Been home several years at this point. You can't even get me to spit on the sidewalk at this point. But I continue to try the system. I continue to think that I was smarter than everybody else. All the while being away from my family, my kids, and my mother, and my loved ones, all of those years. I learned to operate within integrity, just simply doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. When no one else is around looking or what have you, it doesn't matter. Do the right thing. Because in all actuality, it's like we live in a fishbowl. It's always somebody watching. It's always cameras. It's technology. It's always somebody that's going to see what you think that you got away with. It's always somebody. And even if you able to get away with that, you're going to do it again because you got away with it that time. And if you get away with it again, you're going to continue to do it until at some point you find yourself in a world of trouble. Stay out the way, man. Stay out here with your family. Stay out here with these beautiful young ladies. Stay out here with this beautiful weather. Stay out here, go to school, get your trade, cut hair, learn how to do hair, something. Learn how to work with your hands, work on houses, cars, get you a trade. If school's not your thing, as far as like book work, going to college or anything like that, find you something to do. Nah, kids, I ain't working for no $14, $15 an hour. But once again, once you get to prison, them people gonna make you work. And you're gonna make about $25, $26 a month. Real Kens TV, man. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment, definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive.